My eyes are watering. I use peppermint oil to, I don't know. at this moment, I'm not sure why, but I like it. It's kind of like a instant like brain wake up to smell peppermint oil, for me. But I probably should have I washed my face, I put the rosehip oil on, and then I'll dab like peppermint oil on my temples and behind my ears, and then I had brain surgery, and so I wonder if you can see the scar. It's right. So they cut it like from here and then all the way back, and then they took this section out. I'll put up some pics. Anyway, so I haven't been crying, although tears are good for your eyes, especially. I feel like with all that's going on, a lot of us are, intently watching the coverage, however you choose to get the access, and I don't think that's probably good for our eyes. I've noticed a lot of podcasters, like Theo Vaughn and them, are now utilizing like these really dark sunglasses when they're recording their podcast. And I remember my oldest granddaughter a couple of years ago asking me to buy her some blue light glasses off of Amazon, and I bought myself some, and I've moved a few times since then and I can't find them, but I may get them again. And then once I get better options for insurance, I'm definitely going to go back to the eye doctor and see. None of that's the point of this video, but that's just kind of the thought streams I'm having. So what are we going to talk about? Okay, first, let's establish what I accomplished yesterday. I made the video talking about my mom's brother, my Uncle Danny, and the oddities around his death. And then I was discussing this with my ex, and I got to looking at the cause of death, and it literally says not a booby trap. If it's not a booby trap, why bother saying it's not a booby trap? I'll put a screenshot up. People just be telling on themselves, like left and right, whether they're writing it or speaking it. Like, the narrative is him and some buddies were hauling ass on the Autobahn, wrecked, the car caught fire, they all passed, right? So why not just say off-duty motor vehicle accident? You know what I mean? Like, to choose that it wasn't a booby trap that blew up the vehicle implies that I'm just like, huh? Anywho, so I contacted a few different agencies yesterday. I had made a request back in August to the state of Florida for my legal documentation, my complete file with all interactions, the Department of Children and Families, and any private organizations hired by them. So that's going to cover, or paid by them, I should say. So that umbrella should include anything that pertains to me as a minor, and then everything that transpired with my children as an adult, right? So I made that request back in August and didn't hear anything. They said they were forwarding the request to Alachua County. and nothing's come up since then. So then I went to check it yesterday, and the link was broken. So then I found a phone number, and all glory to the Most High. Somebody actually answered the phone, and she's like, the person tasked with your request quit. And I was like, I'm reassigning it. You've been waiting quite a long time. Give them a few days. If you don't hear back from them, give them a call. If they don't respond, call me. I was like, 10-4. Okay. So I was like, well, we're 1 for 1. Let's see what happens next time I get up to bat. So then I was like, after seeing that stuff about my Uncle Danny, I'm like, you know what? I want his military file. The whole thing. I mean, I've been picking fights with weird government entities for many years now. So I've kind of gotten where I'm just like, technically, y'all work for me. So I'm not an asshole boss, but I do expect you to do the tasks that you have agreed that you're going to do, that you get paid for doing. So I called up the Army, and I was like, this is going to sound weird, but here's where we're at, and here's what I'd like. And he's like, ma'am, his name was Ryan. He's like, ma'am, this is pretty deep for a Friday. And I was like, well, I can understand you thinking that. He's like, but my daddy, so shout out to Ryan, who normally just deals with people who want to join the Army, he never met his father, so he did this process, so he knew how to help me do it. So shout out to Ryan, who answered the phone on a Friday, listened to my story, right, and didn't say, can't help you, or transfer me to somebody he knew had already took half a Friday off, and gave me the website and shared his story about how he was able to get his father's file, and it even included photos of his father who had passed before he was born. So much gratitude for that. So I followed his instructions, which were very simple and very helpful, and I filed to get my Uncle Danny's complete military record, the entire thing, all of it. And then I was like, well, that went well, so let's get one on Greg Allen. And so I filed for his as well, because why not? I know how to do it now. I see where there's a thing that says research, and that's what I'm doing. So let me do that. And then I was like, I'm batting 2 for 2. So I had recalled that in the Minnesota thing on Greg Allen, it mentioned where he did his time when he was 17 and 18, sentenced as an adult. So I called the Minnesota Department of Corrections and explained to them what I'd like, and she gave me an email. Shout out to her. I submitted a records request to get all his Minnesota Department of Corrections stuff, except for what has to be redacted by law, including any communication with any other entity regarding his DNA or cold cases. So, we'll see. Have a blessed day. Shalom.